15 mind-blowing facts about Uzbekistan, the country you know nothing about. Tucked away in the heart of Central Asia, Uzbekistan is a landlocked nation. But what makes it truly special is this. Uzbekistan is one of only 2 countries in the world, along with Liechtenstein, considered double landlocked. This means not only does it have no coastline, but all its neighboring countries are also landlocked. With an area of about 173,000 square miles, roughly the size of California, Uzbekistan is the 3rd largest country in Central Asia and is home to countless fascinating and mysterious things. The name Uzbekistan means Land of the Uzbeks, an ethnic group making up over 80% of its more than 35 million people. It's the most populous country in Central Asia, and even more impressively, it boasts an almost perfect literacy rate of 99%, on par with many developed nations. Uzbek is the official language, but Russian is also widely spoken. Statistics show Uzbekistan enjoys up to 265 sunny days a year. The weather isn't sunny and warm all year round, though. Summers can be scorching, reaching up to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, while winters can drop below -4 degrees. Interestingly, it's this harsh climate that produces some of the world's sweetest melons. Here's another fascinating fact. Uzbekistan was once a hub of the Silk Road, a real crossroads where merchants, explorers, mathematicians and astronomers from Europe to China all had to pass through. These days, cities like Tashkent, Samarkand and Kokand are recommended travel spots, famous for their unique architecture, rich history and vibrant cultural sites. When you hear the name Karakalpakstan, you might think it's an independent country somewhere in Central Asia. But in reality, it's actually an autonomous republic within Uzbekistan. What's really surprising is that Karakalpakstan covers nearly 40% of the country's total area, meaning this autonomous region is about 1/3 of the size of Uzbekistan itself. However, the United Nations and, well, all countries worldwide recognize it as part of Uzbekistan, not as an independent nation. Karakalpakstan's population is only about 2 million, but they have their own parliament, their own constitution, and most notably, they used to have a clause allowing a referendum for independence under certain conditions. Although this clause was recently removed by the central government in a move to reduce autonomy, the Karakalpak people's yearning for independence and self-governance still lingers. The Karakalpaks have their own Turkic language, vibrant hand-embroidered clothing, traditional domed homes, and, well, a cultural life that's really centered on herding and fishing. In the capital, Nukus, the Savitsky Art Museum is a hidden cultural treasure displaying tens of thousands of avant-garde works. Life in Karakalpakstan is tough. There are few resources, little industry, and hardly any tall buildings. Ironically, many residents leave the region to seek better opportunities in other parts of Uzbekistan. In 2022, when the central government tried to remove the right to secede from the constitution, Karakalpakstan erupted in protests. What do you think about this place? Why do you think Karakalpakstan wants independence so badly? Wouldn't they benefit more by remaining part of Uzbekistan? If you want to know the answer, comment 2 below and we'll share more in the comments. So is it true that women are second-class citizens in Uzbekistan? There's this stereotype that Uzbekistan is a conservative Muslim country where women are silent shadows behind men, fully veiled and obedient to their husbands. But honestly, if you ever visit Tashkent in the summer, you'll quickly realize reality is nothing like the rumors. Uzbek women not only don't cover their faces, but they also wear short skirts, jeans, t-shirts, tank tops, and even sleeveless blouses when it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit, just like women in Milan or Los Angeles. Traditional outfits like long brocade dresses, embroidered tops, or headscarves are usually reserved for special occasions, weddings, or religious events, not everyday social uniforms as some might think. In big cities, women run businesses, teach at universities, work in media and politics, and can even be the boss of an all-male staff. On public transport, Uzbek men still practice old-fashioned courtesy, giving up seats, helping carry heavy bags, and opening doors for women, not because they think women are weak, but because tradition sees this as basic politeness. Surprisingly, statistics show that 17.5% of politicians in Uzbekistan are women, making it third among former Soviet countries for female representation, just behind Belarus and Latvia, and well, much higher than Russia, which is only 9.8%. Thanks to this progress, it's becoming more common for Uzbek women to date and marry foreigners. The dating process is easy, but getting married can be quite complicated. If you want to know more about the process, just comment 4 below and we'll share the details. The art of tightrope walking. Who would ever walk on a thread-thin rope suspended in midair just for applause? Sounds crazy, but in Uzbekistan this is actually a respected and celebrated art, almost as popular as soccer or weddings. The tightrope act, called dorbaz, is one of the most crowd-pleasing performances at major festivals like Navruz, Independence Day, or summer village fairs. And it's not just for fun. Many dorbaz artists can walk on ropes as high as 160 feet or about 50 meters. Performers typically wear long white embroidered costumes, traditional hats and soft shoes, stepping lightly as if they're floating. But remember, they're walking on a rope stretched between buildings or across a stage, with drums pounding and the crowd cheering. Even more interesting, dorbaz isn't just a quirky pastime. It's a deep cultural tradition passed down through generations, with some families specializing in dorbaz for centuries. So if you ever find yourself in Uzbekistan and see people looking up at the sky instead of at their phones, chances are a rope hero is holding the crowd's breath. Would you be brave enough to watch without closing your eyes? You might not know this, but Uzbekistan's law strictly prohibits polygamy. If a man is found living with more than one wife, whether or not they had a traditional wedding, he can face administrative penalties or even criminal charges. Most Uzbeks, especially in cities, strongly oppose polygamy. However, reality is more complex. According to the Quran, a man may have up to 4 wives if he can provide for them all. In a country where 90% of the population is Muslim, polygamy is still quite common. Many men hold second or third wife ceremonies in traditional Islamic fashion, witnessed by family, friends, and sometimes an imam, without any official government paperwork. These unregistered marriages aren't protected by law, meaning second wives have no inheritance rights, no pensions, and no legal recognition. They're completely dependent on the man. Still, many women, especially older, divorced or widowed ones, agree to be second wives for economic or social reasons, believing it's better than living alone in a society that values marriage. What do you think about polygamy here? Would you want to experience life with 4 wives around you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you think Uzbekistan has no nightlife, you've clearly never been to Tashkent. By day, the city is calm, but at night it comes alive with energy, bright lights and music. The downtown streets, sunlit by day, become bustling avenues filled with white Chevrolets, the national symbol, cruising toward entertainment hotspots. Tashkent has everything for a sleepless night. Media group Tashkent rooftop bar with TV tower view at night, Eastern European style pub with live acoustic music in Tashkent, Tashkent nightclub with DJ and dancing crowd at stock at distribute_equally, chic rooftop bars with TV tower views, cozy Eastern European style pubs with acoustic music, and lively clubs where local DJs mix deep house with Central Asian folk tunes. Many places stay open until 3 to 4 in the morning, and there are even 24/7 cafes where students, young people and couples gather to chat, work, or just wait for sunrise because the night is too beautiful to end. Interestingly, Uzbek women going out at night isn't taboo or sensitive. On the contrary, they dress modern, stylish and confidently, enjoying cocktails, talking business or dancing under ever-changing LED lights. Some street bands perform right on the sidewalks, girls singing and clapping, guys playing guitar and crowds cheering, creating a romantic scene rivaling Paris or Madrid. And if you think Tashkent gets quiet after 11 at night, take a walk around Amir Timur Square or the old town near Chorsu Bazaar. You'll find late-night food stalls still open, sizzling kebabs and laughter echoing under the starry sky. This isn't by accident. Uzbekistan is home to the Muruntau gold mine, the world's second largest open-pit gold mine. Gold here isn't just for export, it's deeply woven into daily life in unique ways. Media group, Uzbek mosque with gold domes, traditional Uzbek pastries with gold leaf, gold-decorated architecture, Uzbekistan at its stock, at it distribute underscore equally, decorating domes, topping pastries, and most notably covering teeth. Yes, you heard that right. Gold teeth are a long-standing tradition among Uzbek women, especially in rural areas. A golden smile with shiny teeth flashing as they talk is a striking image for many first-time visitors to Central Asia. Here, the more gold teeth you have, the more well-off you're considered, much like expensive watches or designer handbags in the West. Dental clinics in Uzbekistan offer gold crowns, gold braces, and even tiny engravings on teeth by request. Some people see gold teeth as a portable savings account. You can sell them for cash if needed, while younger city dwellers now prefer modern white teeth. In the countryside, a golden smile is still always in style. If you visit Uzbekistan and wonder why 4 out of every 5 cars you see are Chevrolets, you're not mistaken. By 2019, Chevrolet accounted for 94% of the car and light truck market here, while other brands made up just 4% and 2%. Chevrolet isn't just popular, it's the national brand in Central Asia. Since 2008, General Motors has partnered with the Uzbek government to build a factory in Osaka, producing over 250,000 vehicles annually, making Chevrolet the only locally produced national brand. Local production means Uzbeks can buy cars for $7,000 to $14,000 with most import taxes waived, making foreign brands like Toyota, Honda, or Volkswagen out of reach due to prices 1.5 or even twice as high. Japanese cars are known for durability, German cars for luxury, but in a country where average income is under $2,500 per year, Chevrolet is the most practical and beloved choice. In the heart of Uzbekistan's dry desert, where summer temperatures can soar above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, there's something people truly cherish: the traditional steam bath, known as the hammam. For Uzbeks, bathing isn't just about getting clean, it's really a social ritual, a way to purify both body and soul. This tradition actually dates back to the Silk Road era, but don't think of it as just an old-school spa. Many hammams in Bukhara or Samarkand are over 600 years old, with stone domes, sunlight filtering through ceiling holes, hot water from natural springs, and herbal scents wafting through the steam. Unlike the quiet, orderly Japanese public baths, Uzbek hammams are lively, intimate, and honestly full of laughter. It's where people socialize. Men chat about politics and family, women share cooking tips or choose silk for their daughters' weddings. In some regions, brides visit the hammam with their mothers before the wedding to wash away bad luck and start their new life refreshed and at peace. In Uzbekistan, tea is much more than just a drink. It's really the heartbeat of daily life, a greeting, a closing, a bond between people. Every meal, without fail, starts and ends with hot tea. Even between meals, during midday chats or when guests drop by, Uzbeks might drink 5 to 7 cups a day. What surprises many Western visitors is that Uzbek hosts pour only a small amount of tea into your cup. It's not about being stingy, it's actually a subtle custom. If guests ask for more tea, it means they feel comfortable and want to stay longer. Continuously refilling tea keeps the conversation going and builds cultural rapport. On the other hand, if your cup is filled to the brim right away, it might mean please leave soon, a very Uzbek nuance. In the cool, fertile Fergana Valley, people favor mild green tea, sometimes with mint. In the western, more desert-like Khwarezm, people prefer strong black tea sipped slowly with sweet jam or dry bread. In some places, serving the wrong tea can be seen as a faux pas, like offering instant coffee to an Italian or cold wine to a Frenchman. If you thought homes are either modern like New York or ancient like Florence, Uzbekistan will pleasantly surprise you. In rural areas, round white felt tents called yurts are still a favorite summer dwelling. They're cool, easy to set up, and reflect the nomadic spirit of Uzbek, Turkmen, Kazakh, and Kyrgyz ancestors. You'll even see yurts set up right in backyards, used as summer living rooms for tea, naps, or small parties, practical and nostalgic. In cities like Tashkent or Samarkand, architecture is different but still unique. Because Uzbekistan is prone to earthquakes, people don't build skyscrapers like in Dubai or Tokyo. The tallest buildings are usually only 4 or 5 stories, designed to withstand tremors. This not only ensures safety, but also keeps cityscapes open and airy, not cramped like many Asian cities. And if you think only the West has fairy tale castles, visit Uzbekistan's wealthy neighborhoods. The upper class here often builds Central Asian legend mansions with a touch of European flair, marble walls, decorative domes, fountains, and even gold-plated gates. In the West, weddings are often fancy events held in hotels with everything from chefs to lighting rented. But in Uzbekistan, the heart of Central Asia, a wedding is an occasion for the whole village to cook together. That's right. Uzbeks have a heartfelt tradition called communal plov cooking, where you're not just invited to eat, but you can even help stir the pot. Before the wedding, a kitchen gathering starts at dawn, usually at the groom's house. And the closest male relatives and neighbors, fathers, uncles, best friends, even old men from the neighborhood, gather around a giant plov pot up to 5 feet wide, or about 1.5 meters. Some chop carrots, others grill meat, some stoke the fire. It's a lively scene, like a small festival with folk music and hot green tea served around the pot. Ask an Uzbek why not just book a restaurant, and they'll simply say, because you can't outsource family. Though surrounded by dry desert, Uzbekistan boasts a vibrant calendar of festivals all year long. The most famous is Navruz, March 21st, the traditional New Year celebration marking the first day of spring in the Persian calendar. The whole country lights up with folk dances, giant plov feasts, and sweet sumalak porridge made from young wheat stirred for 24 hours as a cleansing ritual for the new year. Next is the Silk and Spices Festival in May in Bukhara, a legendary ancient trading city on the Silk Road. This festival lets visitors step into the world of 10th century Central Asian merchants with stalls selling silk, pottery, spicy herbs, traditional instruments, and mesmerizing costume parades. In summer, Karakalpakstan hosts Melon Day, where locals show off melons as big as footballs, sweet as syrup, and fragrant enough to remember forever. Fall brings the Samarkand Cultural Festival, where artists from over 50 countries gather at the magnificent Registan Square to perform traditional music, folk dances, and fashion shows inspired by Central Asian textiles. Every October, Uzbekistan hosts the Tashkent International Film Festival, the region's biggest film event, screening art films from around the world in Soviet-style theaters. The most iconic dish is plov, a rice pilaf cooked with lamb, carrots, onions and garlic, served with chickpeas, raisins or quail eggs. But plov isn't just fried rice. There are over 60 variations nationwide. And in Tashkent alone, you can find plov pots serving over 1,000 people at a traditional wedding. Uzbekistan even set a Guinness World Record with a plov weighing over 15,000 pounds, almost 7 tons. Yes, you heard right, it's the national rice dish cooked with a crane. Bread or naan in Uzbekistan is almost sacred. It's forbidden to place bread upside down or on the ground, as people believe it's disrespectful to heaven's blessing. Each region has its own style. Some make sun-shaped bread, others use molds to create geometric patterns that look like edible art. And if you think only Europe has specialty cheese, try fermented mare's milk. Kumi's a lightly alcoholic white beverage, a traditional drink. Its taste? Sour, strong, creamy, a fun shock for Western taste buds. The cost of living in Uzbekistan is among the lowest in the world, especially compared to American or European standards. Here you can enjoy a full life for the price of a dinner in New York per day. For example, a meal at a local restaurant costs about $3 to $5, while a fancy Western-style meal ranges from $10 to $15. A cappuccino is just $1.50, much cheaper than the $5 you'd pay at Starbucks in Los Angeles. Rent is also shockingly affordable. A one-bedroom apartment in central Tashkent costs about $250 to $400 per month, and outside the center it's just $150 to $250. Monthly utilities, electricity, water, internet and gas for a mid-size apartment are only about $40 to $60, and high-speed internet runs $10 to $15 per month. For transportation, a bus or metro ticket is just 15 to 20 cents per ride, and a city taxi usually costs no more than $2 to $4. If you rent a car, gas is very cheap, about $2 per gallon, nearly half the price in the United States. Total monthly living costs for a single person living comfortably in Tashkent usually range from $500 to $700. With this, Uzbekistan is becoming a new haven for retirees, freelancers, or digital nomads from the West who want to live well and save money. With these costs, do you think Uzbekistan could be a place you'd want to visit or even move to? If yes, comment 1. If not, comment 0. We'll share some tips on saving money in Uzbekistan. If you're really interested and want to come here, comment 7 and we'll share info about visas, permits and other requirements to visit Uzbekistan. We've just explored the beautiful land of Uzbekistan together. Thank you for watching today's travel documentary until the end. We hope you'll continue to join us on our next journeys to discover the wonders of the world.